green flags in action as the cars get underway for event number 1. The mini stocks have it in fine style in the shape of the 163 car who takes it up. That's Leighton Milsom, who peels off the opening stages of the first lap of today's racing. Leighton Milsom then in 163, and a very quick car goes through there into second place. The 317 machine takes it up in second. That's David Powell in 317 there, second position. And the rest go racing through, but a bit of a challenge on for second place as the 104 car takes it up on the inside. Paul Brown Jr., that is, a young man who does always quite consistently well here at Bovingdon Raceway. Never amongst the top 3 hardly ever, but certainly a very, very good and talented placeman at the moment in 104. As 163 gets a bit sideways there, 104 makes inroads on that lead and takes that lead away as they go into the Bovingdon turn. There, 104 just makes very, very easy work of taking the lead, but loses it again to 163 as he comes back on the inside there. That's a car, by the way, that mustn't be touched. The 163 car is an absolute beginner. That's what the black crosses on the tail end of the car denote, is that the car must not be touched by the other competitors because he is a novice driver, just getting used to the circuits and to his car, and very much a greenhorn and mustn't be touched. No contact then for the 168 car. 161, and Todd Jones is a retiree. Todd Jones lying in 4th place at the moment in the ongoing points. He won't be too pleased about that. And a black flag, Mr. Starter, for 106. 106, a black flag for 106. That's a complete disqualification for that driver. I incurred the wrath of the clerk of our course, and a sideways one there for 163, courtesy of 106 again, I think that was. So a disqualification then for our lady driver Vicky Brand, and Vicky getting a bit too tangled up there with some cars that really didn't ought to be touched in the shape of the 163 car at least, but disqualification then for our lady driver. Paul Brown himself goes wide as Wen takes the inside run, and it's cat and mouse between these two as they go down the far straight now. 132 though takes it away, but 104's having none of it. Paul Brown Jr. certainly giving Daniel Wen some headaches with just 5 laps to go next time through, Mr. Starter, and Daniel Wen has got a mirror full of Paul Brown there, but he just about manages to get the pedal to the metal and gets enough space between himself and that challenging car of Paul Brown in 104 at Bovingdon. Certainly a beautiful colour scheme on that black and red car, and certainly making it go very well, pay for him very well, that is. That's Michael Mallet in 177, now moves into 3rd position. I don't think there's going to be any great change up front, not unless Michael Mallet is able to catch up with Paul Brown Jr., who will defend this second position, I'm sure, very vigorously if he does. That's Sam Hitch in 4th position there in the comes through, and 132 it is. The limey lemon coloured car of Daniel Wen looks to be pretty safe and secure in this one. 132 then leads them through, but 104 and 177 could yet come together for second position. But the checkered flag is ready. It's going to be yet another win for track champion Daniel Wen. With that particular victory, he does take enough points now to become this year's track champion in the 132 car. So a fine victory, and what a way to do it for Daniel Wen then in 132, second place, and just holding on there. and we can expect action all the way in this 20-lap race for the English Championship. Oh, and immediate problems as 15 and 19 both go out. Sam Holland in the number 10 car also takes a bit of a wrapping there, and Steve Odell is quite serene on his way in the leadership of this one, but a very, very quick Diggy Smith right on the outside of him in 116 looks for the outside racing position on this Bovingdon Raceway. And Billy Woods comes through very, very strongly there in 305, so strongly in fact he just tweaked the Armco as he left the pits bend. Now it's certainly some very fascinating racing, and Drew Lamass, not Drew Lamass, the 43 car of Mark Lamass I should say, moves up to join in with these. Aaron Morris is right up front as well, and Billy Woods now challenging Diggy Smith in the 116 car, and Steve Odell serenely, stately on his way in the 71 car from pole position. Is he really going to make it all pay for him? He's certainly got it all wound up on the day as Billy Woods goes through on the inside of Diggy Smith. Diggy Smith not happy on this slippery surface, but Billy Woods going like the absolute tank as the number 2 car gets a tremendous drubbing here, and number 2 gets on his way. Luke Dawson is okay, I think. They're all going to miss him as they come round, or are they? 392 is very, very wide. 191 just tucks in time. All of the rest come racing through. There's still a few cars that doesn't know the number 2 car is there. And number 2 is in problems there. We have to see if he's going to restart this one. He is almost blocking the home straight here at Bovingdon. Off come the seat belts, so let's hope we can keep the yellow flag away from him, and he will be out of harm's way. All the drivers know now that are aware, and there's problems also on the exit of the pits bend over there as 121 hits that Armco hard, and 209 involved in that one as well.
Get off the stage, my friend.
And we continue. Okay, so the number 2 car is now really blocking the car, but really blocking the track. And some cars dive to the inside of it, some to the outside of it. They're all aware of the various car positions around the circuit, making ongoing chicanes. And the 317, unfortunately for him, Marky Sanders is another retiree, and it looks like Dean Odell has got his problems as well in 171. But we're back with the front runners, and it's still 71 out there, high, wide and handsome, and leading this one. 71, then Steve Odell leads from Billy Woods in the yellow car 305. It's the red, white and blue car 71 who leads from 305 out there on Bovingdon Circuit, and in 3rd position it's Diggy Smith 116. To the outside of Diggy Smith, and looking for this position now is Mark Lamass on the inside now, on 174, and 511 are there as well. And Billy Woods now just taking it away from Dean Odell as they go into the Bovingdon turn. Dean Odell not beaten yet, surely will come back with the front end of the 71 car. And Billy Woods goes wide through this chicane here on the home straight, and Dean Odell is on the inside, but he couldn't make it pay that time. Steve Odell in 71, 305 now leads this one. Billy Woods, what a phenomenal race this has been for him as he goes through on the inside of the back markers now. Billy Woods certainly got the pedal to the metal and driving like an absolute Trojan here at Bovingdon Raceway. Billy Woods then looking to be the winner of this English Championship 2004, my goodness me. Steve Odell not dead yet though, still battling on the inside of the back markers. In 2nd position, Steve Odell 71. Who's it going to be? Billy Woods comes through, peels off another lap, and Steve Odell is still right there with him. If there's problems with these back markers, it's going to pay now. It will have its effect on the outcome of the race as Steve Odell continues past Aaron Woods in this chase of Billy Woods. The Mancini boys are the next to be lapped now. Billy Woods absolutely going like a train here at Bovingdon Raceway. 305 leads the way from 71. Just as a by-the-by, Diggy Smith is still hanging on there in third place, drops down as I speak to fourth place as the 43 car of Mark Lemass goes through on the inside, but he's pushed wide on the Bovingdon turn as Diggy makes a comeback. Not quite able to, and it's 5 to go next time through, Mr. Starter. Oh, and a 360 there for Mark Lemass, courtesy of Diggy Smith. Diggy Smith continues on his way now, assured in third position, but right up there in front is still Billy Woods, who comes through. Billy Woods then 3:05. What a gutsy drive this has been from Billy Woods, and Dean O'Dell, the Grand Master, lying in a comfortable second position at the moment, still in third place and having a fight for it all the way is Diggy Smith in 1:16. But Billy Woods now with 4 laps to go this time through. Billy Woods is looking very, very comfortable now out there and leading this one. The car is going beautifully well. He's coming up, he's lapped about half the field already, and the other half are not that far in front of him now as Billy Woods comes through. 3:05 to take the 3-lap board this time. Steve O'Dell is still right there to pick up the pieces if anything goes wrong for Billy Wood, and just behind these two and still having to battle for that third position, it's still Diggy Smith in 1:16. Sam Holland is very, very close now to Diggy in third place, but it's all cruising comfortably for Billy Woods and Dean O'Dell out there in first and second place. But who's it going to be in third place? It's 3:92. Julian Smith lines up very, very close to the tail end of Diggy, and also Sam Holland is right there as well. It's going to be a 3-horse race for third place. And Sam Holland pushes them wide there, but to no effect. With just a lap and a half to go now, it's all happening for third place as Diggy struggles to hang on from Julian Smith in 3:91 and Sam Holland in car number 10. The front two still comfortable. Billy Woods right out there in this English Championship in second place still comfortably. It's Steve O'Dell, but who's it going to be out there? Diggy just hanging on to the one. Oh, goes in hard on the back marker there, which allows Julian Smith on the inside. Another back marker gets spun as Billy Woods takes the race. 3:05 takes the win. 71 there in second place, Steve O'Dell. But who's it going to be for third place as they come up now? And it's a third place then for 3:92. Julian Smith, who just takes over that third place from Diggy Smith in 1:16. And fifth place goes to Sam Holland in 10. It's reds now, please, Mr. Starter. Red flags, please. Goodness me. Everything he had to do, ladies and gentlemen, coming through and into a fine third place in the closing stages of the race. Let's hear it for the 3:92 driver, Julian Smith. Well done, Julian, a fine third place. In second place, the granddaddy of them all, as far as stock car racing in Speedworth parlance is concerned. And when I say granddaddy, he's a very young man, as you can see from his sprightly condition out there. And always one of the guys to be reckoned with in Speedworth stock car racing. A fine effort, ladies and gentlemen. In second place then, the 71 car of Steve O'Dell. But there is just one winner, and I said earlier, we think of this young man as a very courageous young man. He's come back from some adversity, let's just say, in the earlier stages of this year to take his very first major championship in stock car racing. He did it with aplomb. He did it with a beautiful car that went absolutely perfectly well, but mostly he did it by driving absolutely splendidly. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Billy Wood, the 2004 Speedworth English champion. So a spin round then for the old Humber Sceptre. We see that one on its way. 4:35 gets back in and racing straight away, but our novice driver 1:68 leads them through at the halfway stage of the first lap. It's 1:68 leading, and our lady driver, that is Sue Jones, out there in the all-white overalls. Very stunning she looks in her all-white overalls and white helmet. So lady driver leads them through. Oh no, she's pulled into the centre green. Whatever's gone wrong for our Susie? Well, that means that the second in line man is now leading. 1:39, Russell Pickett is out there in what used to be a Ford Sierra, I think that one is. And Silly Boy is closing in then. That's 7:27, I think that one is. Yes, indeed, that's Sam Almond in 7:67. closing in there in second place in the red, white and black colours. So Sam Armand overcooks it as he leaves the pits bend and opens up an even wider lead now for the Urban Man in 1:39, and he's going to come round and peel off another lap very shortly. Russell Pickett. So the all blue Sierra leads, and Pete Richardson about to be laps in the little Ford Fiesta there, but Russell Pickett continues on his way. 767 is second, and don't tell me already it's Jason Cuddy in that pea green coloured car. The 24 machine moved his way into third position. Jason Cuddy then, and we have a fire on 703. I don't know if we can remove that one from the race, but 703 is in fact a light. So if you want to cast your eyes towards that one to watch an early bonfire for 2004, then hopefully the driver's not going to get affected by that. Okay, it's back to the front, and still the 139 car leads, although a challenge is on. 24 has overtaken him. Jason Cuddy now. The 139 not looking too happy. And a black cross for 724, please, Mr. Starter. Black cross then for that one, but the others continue racing away, and Jason Cuddy certainly going very, very well indeed in the pea green coloured car. None of these cars that Jason ever races look terribly new, but they certainly do go very, very well indeed, and he's actually just lapped the number 13 car of the defending track champion Bit Brooks. So Jason Cuddy absolutely going here like a train. Our Susie's got problems with the steering on the 168 car. That's why her progress is a bit impeded. And 435 still having handling problems with the old Humber Scepter there, but still actually up and going, and making a bit of a ham fist of it, but nevertheless keeping the car on the island, and that's what it's all about. 167 then does a 360, and 165 looks like a retiree as he looks stuffed in the Armco there at the exit of the pits bend. But no such problems for Jason Cuddy in 24, the pea green coloured car that still leads this race, and we look now for a challenger 232. The all orange car is in second place. That's James Kingsbury, if my memory serves me well, and it does. 98 gets the big heave-ho then into the centre green, gets the front wheel spinning and comes straight back out again. But Jason Cuddy with just 5 laps to go next time through, Mr. Starter, is our leader in the 24 car, and in second place it's still Kingsbury, James Kingsbury in 232. 139, the old blue Sierra, is continuing on his way in third place, and 1060 just takes over that third place now as I speak, and Brett Daniels, that is, now has moved into third position on track. So 24 leads from 232, that's pea green from orange, then the orange and black car 106 just entering the Bovingdon turn now is next in line. 98 then getting it a bit sideways, able to correct that, but oh, and that's the third place driver. Oh, unlucky for Brett Daniels, who takes the big spin round there, takes the 360 degree spin round there, and 24 continues on his lap, on his way. 3 laps to go for him this time, and 232 James Kingsbury is still right there. Now it's 329 in third position. That's Nick Parrish, but third position has been a bit of a jinx in this race as the front two go racing on, and 329 Nick Parrish now takes it up in third. And how far back is he? I think actually he's certainly almost a lap down on our leading car driver, 24, Jason Cuddy, absolutely going like a train with all sorts of mayhem erupting in front of him, but he keeps going with just a lap and a half to go. It's still the pea green car of Jason Cuddy is right out there. James Kingsbury holding on to second place in 232, and 329, the other orange car now coming through quite strongly. So it's the pea green car that leads the two orange cars in second and third position. 232 is second and 329 is third. Nick Parrish though going very, very strongly. Looks like he might be a contender for second place, but for the moment at least it's Jason Cully in 24. Here he comes now to take the checkered flag and win the first rookie banger race of the afternoon. 24 takes it, 232 is second, 329 is third. Keep them coming please, Mr. Starter. Some of these cars are almost a lap down but still racing. 106 goes over the line in fourth position, and then it's car number 9, Billy Hardy then is fifth, and in sixth place the 412 car of Howard Swallow. Do keep them coming, we need one or two more. And now we can go to reds, Mr. Starter. Red flags, please. And that'll draw Jason Cuddy. So the green flag ushers them into motion once again, and it's 808 who leads them away this time, and Andrew Parker therefore is the man about to peel off the first lap, and that rollover merchant Fred Kinsella right there on his tail. Leading the charge behind these two is Tony Bones O'Leary in 77. And certainly Fred Kinsella having a bit of a job to cope with these slippery conditions. Not so for our leader though, 808, Andy Parker, who's certainly building up quite a lead. But Tony Bones O'Leary going like a train this afternoon in that little red Fiesta, and very, very swift indeed. And looks like he'll be challenging very soon for that second race position. Right behind him it's 136. That's Mark Latter. Mark, of course, one of our more experienced drivers as well, and a rather big-looking car this time round for Steve Bryan in 270. I think that's the big Vauxhall with the boot on there. Probably. Maybe it's a Japanese car. We're having a bit of trouble to pin down exactly what that one is, but nevertheless, Steve Bryan seems to have it fairly well under control in these slippery conditions as the rest go racing by. But now Tony Bones O'Leary is very well into that second race position and beginning to close very, very quickly on the 808 car driver in the leader position, Andrew Parker, and the challenge will be on very, very soon between 808, your leader, and 77 in second place. 136 still there in third place as Fred Kinsella begins to fall back now, and Steve Bryan in 270 makes it through on the inside into fourth place, but he's taken round by Fred Kinsella. Oh dear, he's not going to be too happy about that. And Fred Kinsella and Steve Bryan both sit and look at each other there on the entrance to the Bovingdon turn and saying, well, goodness me, whatever happened there? Or words to that effect. Back to the front of the race though, and is it the 80... okay. So 808 then still leads this one for the moment at least, but Tony Bones O'Leary now has slipped through on the inside, and taken up that leadership. So it's Tony Bones O'Leary in 77 who leads from 8:08 in second place, and Fred Kinsella gets the turnaround treatment this time from Steve Bryan. He says, "Have some of that, you did it to me." Okay, fair enough, all is fair in love and war and Bovingdon Rookie Banger Racing. So on goes Tony Bones O'Leary in the lead of this one then, managing to avoid contact with most of them. That's Fat Boy. He's challenging at the moment Stuart Morris there in the 316 car. I don't think there's going to be contact between these two. They certainly know who each other are. But Tony Bones O'Leary won't want to give up this leadership position in this one. Tony O'Leary then, 77, the little Ford Fiesta, the all-red car, leads from 8:08, who is one of our novice drivers, Andy Parker, who's had an absolutely brilliant run here for his first race at Bovingdon. And in third place now, and gaining on these two, is the 136 car of Mark Latter. 5 laps to go then, Mr. Starter, for this time through for Tony Bones O'Leary in 77, your leader. From 8:08, still hanging on there to second place, and a comfortable third at the moment, 136, Mark Latter. So another lap gets peeled off by our leader. Oh, and 34, not having a good afternoon. Baz Williams gets spun aside there, does a 360 up by the pits bend. That won't do his chances any good as he goes a lap down to the second car out there at the moment, the 808 machine. He gets the car going again, but I don't think he's going to be scoring points in this. No, he's overdone it. Baz Williams there in his excitement overdoes it on the Bovingdon turn. So the points leader not going to get any points from this one. But Colin Jones is looking quite comfortable there in 340, trying to dislodge a back marker as he goes through, ends up getting dislodged himself. Also Kevin Payne, former track champion here at Bovingdon, in 135, he's looking good as well in this one. So 3 laps to go then for Tony Bones O'Leary, who spins 418 out to one side as he goes through there. 77 keeps the pressure on from 136 now, who's moved up into second place. That's Mark Latter, and in third position goes the 808 car, who's been right there and thereabouts right throughout the race, Andy Parker, our novice driver. 2 laps to go then, this time through for Bones O'Leary, spinning yet another back marker as he goes, and 77, this is going to be quite some race for Tony O'Leary. He's won this by the proverbial country mile with just a lap and a half to go. The 136 car certainly is closing in on him. Mark Latter, who's it going to be then? Just a lap to decide now between Tony Bones O'Leary, there he goes in the red car, and the blue car of 136, Mark Latter. Will he catch him over the closing stages of this race? If he doesn't stop interfering with the back markers, he certainly won't. He's just got the Bovingdon turn to go now. Tony Bones O'Leary, 77, leads from 136. It's going to be first and second, 473, and another back marker. Have a collision there, but 77 wins. 136 is second as they cross the line, and we wait now for 808 to come through, still showing as third position at the moment on the circuit. 808, we do have a lot of cars that are a long way, so do keep them coming, Mr. Starter. A couple of cars are in fact a lap or 2 down, so we are only up to the 5th car through at the moment, which is 135. 473 goes through in 4th place, and now indeed we can go to Reds. We can go to Reds. Thank you, Mr. Starter. Well, there we are, it's action once again, and almost a roadblock over there with a car sideways. That's 135, Kevin Payne, getting sideways down into the entrance way to the Bovingdon turn, but he gets it going again. 435, the old machine, the old Humber Scepter, pulls it in there into the centre green. Unfortunately, his afternoon's racing is over by this all appearances. 98 though, pulls back out and gets it going again. 168, our lady driver, she's still up and running, so this one's going to be a great one for the rookie bangers. Certainly 15 laps of great racing expected from these guys. And it's 618, old Freddie Kinsella himself, who's out there and leading. That will be the green and yellow car. Here he goes now, across the start control. Freddie Kinsella then, your leader at the moment. And In second place it's 168 at the moment. 168, a lady driver, Sue Jones. She's just lost it apparently to 136. 136 taking it up then. That's Mark Latter. And Mark Latter in the all blue dark car over there. Here he comes now with the 3-lap board showing. It's nudge and spin time, so get stuck in, some of these lads. 136 there in second place, and mounting a challenge now on Fred Kinsella, 618. All Fred's in the Armco behind the Silly Boy 767, and 136 Mark Latter goes through and takes it up. Silly Boy still doing silly things down there on the Bovingdon turn, and Fred Kinsella is the net loser because of that. But 136 Mark Latter takes it up, and our lady driver with a very, very bent looking front wheels is through and into second place in 168 Sue Jones. 136 now finds himself in an absolute traffic jam on the far straight of cars, with that one being headed up by Steve Bryan. Steve gets away. 103 though, still trapped and pinned over there. Pete Richardson involved in all of that, and the 724 car looks like it's going to be the only one that doesn't get away from that. Some black smoke coming out of the Purdy car, 527, but he keeps going just about. And a black flag anyway for that car, Mr. Starter, if you will, please. 527, that is. And a black flag also for 473 when you see him come round. But the rest go racing by, and it's back to our front runners at the moment. And 136 doing a sterling job in this one, Mark Latter in the dark blue car, just approaching the Bovingdon turn right now. 136 then, Mark Latter, the old Ford Sierra body shell. And a black flag for 321 as well, Mr. Starter. So a number of disqualifications being handed out here by our clerk of the course, but nevertheless, the rest go racing on. 106, Brett Daniels moves into second place now, and a black flag for 321. Black flag for 321, if you will, Mr. Starter. And 652, a black flag for him for taking a car out towards the Armco. Oh, and 767 there, taken out. A black flag for 725 as well, Mr. Starter. .136 still your leader then, the dark blue car. And 329, a black flag, Mr. Starter as well. 5 next time, Mr. Starter, for your leader, who is still Mark Latter in the dark blue, the Oxford blue coloured car. 106, Brett Daniels still holding the chasing job in second place. But and a black flag for 98. If we keep going at this rate, we ain't going to have no cars left. 136 though, continues on his way. 652 as well, Mr. Starter, a black flag for him. So number 9 jumps out of his car, that's Billy Hardy, gives it up, calls it a day. But lap number 11 we're into now as 136 continues on his way, lapping like a good, and that's Mark Latter. And takes out Jason Cuddy backwards, but in so doing he's taken into the Armco by Jason Cuddy. He should have left him alone, because that means now that getting very, very close is the second place car. No, he's not actually getting 77, he's still half a lap down. And a number of cars are getting a black cross warning from our clerk of the course, a general black cross warning for cutting the inside of the course here. And it's a red flag situation now, Mr. Starter. Our clerk of the course has seen enough corner cutting for one afternoon, and he's decided on a red flag situation. So 329 takes the last spectacular spin of the day. 136 continues on his way. It's still and we do have a stoppage.